Hey, and welcome back to Talk of Better Worlds. I'm SirFelixTheCat, and this is Nerd Talk Thursday. So, have you ever wondered what exactly makes a hero a hero? What is it about them that causes them to be so amazing?
Mr. Criminal. Hey, my name is Spider-Man. You can call me Webhead. You can call me Amazing. Just don't call me late for dinner. You get it?
Like so idealistic, so admirable. Well, there's quite a number of things. One, usually a hero can do something pretty awesome. Like you have the Power Rangers. They're pretty awesome. You have Goku. You have Batman.
I heard the bat got him.
The bat? Oh, man, give me a break, will you?
Well, that's the kind of evil, twisted, I'll kill you with guns Batman. You also have Batman.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
But what really makes them what they are besides their cool abilities? Well, that's what I want to take a look at today. So, they usually have this sense of confidence where they're not like cocky, over the top confident. Like even Deadpool, you see him, they do a great job in the movies too of showing him have like this slight bit of insecurity. So he's not just always cocky. He's cocky when he's talking to a bad guy, but he still has his own self-insecurities. Batman's the same way. He thinks about his parents and that he could have done more. That's a insecurity. Let's see, who else do we have? I mean, we have the Power Rangers again. They're usually just a bunch of teenagers.
Alpha, Rita's escape. Recruit a team of teenagers with attitudes.
Teenagers are very insecure about themselves. And I think that helps lead to their character. One, it doesn't just make them feel more realistic, but it makes them relatable. Because if you're going to tell me you have zero insecurities, you're just lying.
Always lying to me. Why? You lying so much.
Why? That's what it comes down to. But I mean, like even Superman. Look at the movie Man of Steel. He showed his insecurities, and this is my favorite portrayal of Superman. The old school comic book Superman, he was too overconfident. He was bland and boring. Like that's the reason he has that title of being bland and boring, is because he was too confident. He was perfect, and that's not relatable. How are you going to connect to somebody who doesn't show something that you yourself feels? And I'm not saying you have to feel everything the hero feels. You might not know what it's like to lose your parents like Batman did. You might not know what it's like to be frozen for many years like Captain America.
Lieutenant? What is it?
My God. Bates, give me a line to the colonel.
3 a.m., sir.
I don't care what time it is. This one's waited long enough.
But there has to be some sort of connection you can make to them. Now, you can also have like some sort of vice the character has. Look at Iron Man. One of his greatest story arcs was him and his alcoholism. Not saying that, him getting drunk all the time was great, but the fact that they showed like, hey, dude's an alcoholic, dude has a problem, and the steps that he took and the journey he took in order to get over that, to become a better person. That's something we should all strive to do, is become a better person. And seeing a hero actually go out and do that is pretty epic. It makes them way more relatable. Outside of that, we can't really relate to Tony Stark. He's stupid rich. He creates these cool, awesome armored suits. None of us are going to be doing that. I mean, unless you are super rich. And then, in that case, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good for you. Give me some money.
Good morning, my darlings. You're coming home with me.
in place of what they have for insecurities, these characters, they have a strong sense of conviction. Like, take Edge Maverick from Star Ocean, The Last Hope. So, he seems very confident in himself. He worked his way up to get as far as he did, but then one thing happens, and I'm not going to spoil it, but something happens, a planet is destroyed. And, you know, he takes that personally. That truly affects him. You see him go from being like this Captain Kirk type character who's just, he's sure of himself, he knows what he's going to do, and now he's like this emo sad boy. And that doesn't destroy his character. It might make you like not like him as much for a little bit because he does probably go a little too far with the emo boy. But if you put yourself in his shoes, you can completely understand where he's coming from and why he's acting the way he does. And that whole story arc of that game is a big chunk of his character development. He had something that truly impacted him. He felt a certain way, and in the end, he gets over it and he shows like, no, I'm never going to let that happen again. Never on my watch will something like that ever happen again. And, I mean, we all do experience that. I don't know about you, but, like, there's times, like, maybe your dog ran out into the street and you were the one watching your dog, and your dog got hit by a car. You're probably not going to sit there and tell yourself, like, that was a great idea. Wouldn't really make much sense.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
I mean, heck. So, my favorite series of Power Rangers is Power Rangers in Space. And there's the whole story arc with the Black Ranger. So, in this one, he kind of gets this feeling that maybe he's not cut out to be a Power Ranger. And he goes back and he meets with Adam Park, the second Black Ranger from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And Adam does what he can to try to convince him, like, you know what? The Power Ranger isn't just the suit. It's not the powers. It's what's inside you. It's what's inside your heart. So through that, he also like trains him a little bit. And together they end up discovering, like, yes, he is the Black Ranger. This is what he's meant to do. That's him showing doubt as a character and getting through it. If we don't have that ever, they are pretty boring, like I said, with Superman originally. But going back to Man of Steel, he watched his father die. Well, his adopted father die right in front of him due to a tornado, which he's Superman. He could have flown through that, picked him up, and saved the day. But he didn't because he had that self-doubt. So really now that's going to weigh on his conscience that he is responsible for his father's death. Now he can get over that. Yeah, he's probably going to use that as a little bit of rage, which he does in the movie. Uses that to, eventually end up killing people, which is insane to see, but I did appreciate that they did that. That was a nice change. But that's going to make him a stronger character in the end. Not just like strength-wise, but internally, he's going to be a stronger character. He's now going to know, this is when I have to act. I can't just sit back and watch these things happen. It's that sense of conviction. That's what he's finally learned, and that's not something you just really naturally have. Everybody has a fight or flight reflex. And most people on this planet, I don't care what you want to say about yourself, have a flight instinct. When stuff goes bad, you're going to book it. Now, that's one thing we like about heroes is like, trying to think of a movie that has like some big impact that happens. Oh, the third Batman movie, the Christian Bale movie. So you have Bane, land in the middle of I believe it was a baseball diamond? Some sports arena. Drawing a blank. It's been a while since I've seen that one. But most people just booked it. They took off. They were running in fear. There were a few who stood up. Like you have Batman. He stands up. But that's not something he always did. Because go back to when his parents died. Did he just instantly be like, huh, I'm a little kid and I'm going to kick your butt? No, he cowered. He froze. He did not know what to do. And now his parents are dead. It's not something even the strongest people are born with. It doesn't happen. Now, if you're saying that might be a little bit different because, yeah, they're crazy and they're not humans. They're monkey people and they're quite insane. And I don't think Goku's ever stepped back from anything. But that's different because he does have his insecurities. Goku understands that he is not smart. He's good for one thing, and that's fighting. That's just who he is. He understands that if he had to go take a math test, he's going to run away in fear. If he has to, I'm pretty sure there was also one where he had to take a bath and he didn't want to. He couldn't get his driver's license really well because he didn't know how to drive. He has his insecurities, and they've shown that. But yeah, basically what I'm getting at here is insecurities don't make you weak. You should have insecurities. You shouldn't just be the most confident, cocky, arrogant person to ever exist, because if you are, you're probably not even a good person. Because I mean, look at bad guys. That's exactly how they are portrayed. Like you might have some that fear the big bad a little bit, say that backwards. The big bad might fear some of the heroes. It's like, let's go back to Power Rangers. So you have Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed. And yeah, they come off as very confident, and they are. And now they do fear that the Power Rangers are going to eventually get to a point of strength where they're just going to dominate them. That's a little bit different. That's a fear of reality, I guess. Because that's what's going to happen. But most of the time, they are fearless. You have the Joker. He's insane, but he's fearless. You have Red Skull. He's insane, but he's fearless. They don't think anything's ever going to happen to them that's bad, for the most part. Like, Red Skull thinks that if Captain America comes at him, he's just going to destroy him and move on with life, because, he's Red Skull. Why would he fear anything? And you don't want to be like that, which is something they kind of show us. That's what these comics have been showing us for years. It's okay to have insecurity. It's okay to have fears, as long as your conviction makes you stand back up to them and do something about it. That's what makes Captain America so great, is he understands that, yeah, he might not be able to do it, and he might very well go out there and die. But you know what? He's going to try. He's going to try to do something because that's what's right. He gets past his insecurities. He gets past his worries, his fears, and he goes out there and does something. So really, what I'm trying to say is insecurities and conviction. That's what makes a hero a hero. And then cool abilities and powers usually helps. But even if you don't have that, maybe you have like some fancy bulletproof suit like John Wick, then yeah, he has his fears. He has his insecurities, and he's going out there and he's just dealing with it. I mean, he knows that he's eventually going to die one day. He knows he's not going to take out just every mafia member to ever exist in the world, every assassin. But you know what? He's going to try because he knows what he's doing is the right thing. That's what it is. That's his conviction. So yeah, that was me rambling for, like 12 minutes or so. So yeah, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you think that conviction and insecurities is what makes a hero? Or, are you on the side of like, no, a hero should be completely fearless and super secure and just macho manly and shirtless? I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say. But yeah, let me know. And until next time, you take care. Hey, thanks for watching.
Give us a like if you enjoyed it, and dislike it if you didn't.
Let us know what you think about the channel.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Tell your mom.